Commander Thorn, was he really ready to lead? Hi. When we meet Commander Thorn, we are shown an epic-looking commander of the Coruscant Guard who's ready for battle. Or was he? The last few videos on Commander Thorn I mostly made, I was on an angry high at Gatesley. So because he overhyped Thorn, calling him the greatest and best strategist, but he also outright ignored or forgot Stone. I mean, come on, Stone is awesome. Despite Jar Jar. So I made this one with a much cooler head. Now to the show. Thorn shows up wearing a rank pin and lots of gear, packing a really big gun, and brought up 86 men to guard 2 senators. We are shown throughout the show that this is not a normal Coruscant Guard behavior, even in enemy territory. He's clearly overcompensating for something. Question is, what? We'll have to start with what normal Coruscant Guard commanders do. A normal Coruscant commander sends as few troops as possible. Less troops means less deaths, smaller ships, harder targets, and more creative solutions, meaning everyone has a higher chance of survival. They learned this from Yoda in the very first episode.
Tanks. Is that the best they can throw at us?
Yeah, but I've only got one shot left.
Greet them, I will.
General, you don't plan to take that whole column by yourself.
Have you 3 I do? Outnumbered, are they?
Representative Binks, we're going to need your services for this part of the mission.
Oh, sir. Me, sir?
Yes, sir. You are the Senate representative. We need you to go out there and negotiate with the pirates.
The only exception is if someone just escaped the detention center on home turf. They wear minimal gear. If they take only what's going to help them on their mission, then less gear is wasted. Less gear also allows more freedom of movement and less weight to slow them down.
Carry only what you need. Too much weight. Slow you down, it will.
So every piece counts. They take advantage of their comm links. Because they're often separated by long distances, walls, and loud city noises, they have to use their comms regularly.
She's heading north in the prison corridor. Cut her off. Copy that. Suspect has killed 3 clones. Code red. If you see the target, shoot to kill.
The short and to-the-point sentences are used in emergencies. Anything longer than 10 seconds is frowned upon. They can't afford to waste time talking. Smaller but still impressive weapons. This allows more speed, accuracy, and improvisation. It's also easier to carry and get into tight spaces. This makes you a smaller target and a faster one. Speed and stealth are the Corey Guard's most powerful tools. They also use something we like to call strategic overkill. That's where they will use weapons designed for massive damage to redirect and slow down a target, or create maximum damage that wipes out everything. No in between. And last, none of the Coreys wear their rank pins, except Thorn. Because they work on a different type of battlefield, they play by very different rules. What Thorn does: he brings 86 men to guard 2 senators. More clones means more force and intimidation. This unintentionally lowers everyone's chances of survival, as larger forces are harder to control and protect, especially if they're out of their element and have no time to adapt, creating a sheep mentality. He packs excessive amounts of gear, unlike everyone else. He packs 4 guns, 2 communication antennas, a visor, and commas. This may make him look like he's prepared for anything, but in the long run, it'll slow him down and get him killed. Plus, if he doesn't actually use it, he's an idiot. He carries a rotary blaster that he named the Hammer. This is a very impressive weapon, as it can fire 166 shots per round. But it's also heavy, takes way too long to reload, and needs you to stand still in one spot just to aim it, making it the worst weapon for a Corey Guard because it kills both stealth and speed. Rank pins signify what rank you are. It's kind of pointless when only the commanders and lieutenants are allowed to stand out from the crowd. Some commanders wore the pins near the beginning of the war, but usually only on their cloth uniforms. And to get it on phase 2 armor, you need to specially order it. and very few of the field troopers, and only rookie commanders later on in the war tended to do that. And Cody. Cody's a show-off. It's like, I'm the commander. So Thorn taking all of these field commander actions shows that his training, and therefore mindset, haven't been modified yet. Go check out our video on military police versus military replacing police to see the difference. It's like our last Corey Guard video. What he does to prove that he's a kid.
Senator Amidala, we'll be right here if you should need us.
The first thing Thorn does is, like, he tries to impress her. When you meet a senator for the very first time, someone you don't know, a clone will try to impress them. Especially a rookie. Fox is a prime example of that. But because of their circumstances, the method of impression is different.
Senator Amidala, we'll be right here if you should need us. Should we arrest the hot senator?
He tells Senator Amidala that they'll be right there if she should need them. Just the fact that he stepped forward and told her that shows how new he is. A seasoned Corey doesn't need to verbally assure anyone of anything unless they truly need it.
She's killed troopers!
She knew exactly why that they were there to protect her. So she didn't need the assurance. He did.
Thank you, Commander.
Padme knows how Corey's act and recognizes that he's new. She thanks him to let him know that she knows. Even the troops prove this. The second he spoke, they stopped watching for danger and locked all eyes on him. If he knew the rules, they wouldn't instinctively watch him for slip-ups, as one wrong word or move could land them all in trouble. Luckily, Padme's nice and Clovis doesn't care. Then comes the trouble. When Thorn is shown the incoming bombers, he panics. Another thing about the panicking bit is that most commanders who have been on the field for quite some time, whether it be Corey Guard or not, they don't start panicking until after half their men are dead. Thorn panics before before the attack even happens. That's another way you can tell he's a rookie.
It looks like an invasion fleet, sir. We're caught out here in the open.
An experienced commander knows how to handle an incoming attack because they handle that regularly, whether it be big and loud like Grievous or small and quiet like spies. He then runs out into the open and orders 3 men to relay orders despite having gear designed to call everyone at the same time. 2 on his person and 1 on the ship he just ran out of. Making the 3 clones run to each ship on separated platforms and tell everyone to get into the air takes 6 minutes. They only have 40 seconds. Rookie mistake. He then calls Padme and it takes him 15 seconds to tell her what's going on and orders her to come into the danger zone.
Senator Amidala, come in please.
What is it, Commander Thorn?
We're under attack by the Separatist garrison. Looks to be a full invasion.
Invasion?
We can't get to you. I suggest you get to a ship as soon as you can.
Which she knew was suicide from the info he just gave her. She has more field experience than he does.
I suggest you get to a ship as soon as you can.
The first ships we see leaving are the ones contacted by the troopers on the big ship, realizing Thorn wasn't relaying orders despite it being an emergency. We know how fast they can do a takeoff because we saw it happen during Ahsoka's chase. Liftoff only takes 2 to 5 seconds, so you can tell when they actually got the order. Thorn was given 40 seconds to get everyone in the air, but instead focused most of that time on Padme instead of giving his men attack orders. Another rookie mistake. During the attack, his men are the first ones to take action because he's in shock. Experienced commanders wouldn't be shocked by this event and would have been the first ones shooting. Once the shock is gone, he proceeds to waste ammo on a target his weapon isn't designed for. Everyone taking action before orders are even given. His only order being get inside.
Let's move! Hurry!
You can't get inside if you can't reach the door. This is where an attack strategy would have helped. Another rookie mistake. Once running, you can see that he's taking the lead, despite the men being insanely faster than him. as proven by the fact that they can keep up with the Jedi going full speed with multiple head starts. He tells them to hurry, but they're not going to leave him behind, so they stick close to him. He's carrying 35 pounds of metal on his arms. He can't go that fast. They would rather they all make it or die trying. Most of them would have made it to the door just as the droid started shooting if he had tossed the weapon. An experienced Corey commander would have sacrificed the rotary blaster and switched to the handguns as soon as he started running. But just before the droids landed, Thorn stopped, making everyone halt. Stopping makes you an easy target, but also lets you know the commander has a new plan. Thing is, he did not. If he had kept running, they all could have pulled the zigzag maneuver where they crossed each other's paths, darting everywhere while shooting the nearest droids on their way to the door. With the erratic running and matching patterns, most of the droids would have had a hard time hitting anyone, giving them the advantage. By stopping, Thorn cuts off their biggest advantage, disorientation, a double rookie mistake. If you watch carefully, you can see that he was the only one in his element. Field clones are trained to run into various open grounds and shoot like expendable madmen. The Coreys are trained in accuracy and use their surroundings as protection. That even includes each other by making a protective circle or zigzagging. Most other units don't do this, as this is something the Coreys develop protecting civilians and senators. They aren't as expendable. Why did he do all this? As someone who has the highest marks in attack recon commando training, ARC trooper, he is the best candidate to become a new commander, likely being picked personally by Palpatine, so he'd have something to show off. Probably how Fox got his position too. But to do this, the Kaminoans would have to cram 5 years worth of commander training into him within a week. This left him with a lot of the wrong, mixed, or missing skills. The Kaminoans couldn't test his leadership ability to see if he was truly ready. More often than not, the ones with high marks are the best physically trained physically and great at following orders, not necessarily giving them. Plus, the high marks are shared by the entire squad and not just the individual, unlike with commanders. They don't really learn to properly lead until they're out in the field. As he's in the Coruscant Guard, he has to live up to the naturally high expectations. Stone and Thayer are cool commanders. Fox is so cool, field troopers named themselves after him so his awesomeness would rub off on them. Every Corey is cool. He could have gotten the impression that you had to do something awesome to be in the Coruscant Guard. Especially considering to be a Coruscant Guard, you had to have really high marks, which would lead to anxiety. As a Corey kid, he would have been forced to go through the 8 months of police or Corey training. Him getting his paint job a little too early because Palpatine wanted to show him off as his new favorite toy. This giving the illusion that he was ready. Because of Fox's disappearance, Fox couldn't personally teach him the ropes, nor keep senators or Palpatine from sending him on missions he's unprepared for. Fox takes teaching extremely seriously. Our explanation and theory as to why Fox disappeared is in one of the previous Corey Guard videos. We don't remember which one. So Thorn ends up getting away with a ridiculous paint job, too much gear, and a cumbersome weapon that's not for his job. Then about a week or two later, he ends up on a rookie's suicide mission. A mission Stone or even Thayer would have been perfect for, as they have experience he lacks. Especially Stone. We're not saying that he was a bad commander or a lame one. We're saying that he wasn't ready to leave the den. Had he been given his 8 months of retraining, he could have been a good commander, not just a cool one. He would have been the kind to spout epic one-liners and dive headfirst into danger, creating lots of awesome and/or embarrassing stories the men would have happily shared. But as he was very short on notice during a difficult time, he wasn't given any of those. Just a bucket of paint, a rulebook, and 3 weeks of chaos. That's what we got. Bye! Comment, like, and subscribe. Don't be rude and mean. Bye!